Welcome, ladies and gentlemen, to an all-new reaction and review. Tonight, guys, I take a look at an action film from 1987. That movie is Miami Connection. Now, I'm going to tell you why I heard about this movie. I heard about it because one of my coworkers who makes it a habit to watch really stupid movies on Netflix found this and told me to just look it up. He really didn't give me a whole lot of details. I looked it up. I am right now looking at the summary on Netflix, and this sold me. Allow me to read this for you. The year is 1987. Motorcycle ninjas tighten their grip on Florida's narcotics trade, annihilating anyone who dares to move in on their turf. Martial arts rock band Dragon Sound has had enough and embarks on a wave of crime-crushing justice. That is probably the greatest fucking plot I've ever heard. A martial arts rock band is gonna fight a motorcycle ninja drug cartel in Miami. This has to be awesome, doesn't it? I'm really hoping so, but the only way for me to find out is if I shut the fuck up and I push play, and I'm gonna do that right now. So, without further ado, it's time to kick back, relax, and check out Miami Connection. Well, guys, I am able to say this. The fight scenes I saw so far in the opening minutes were just an absolute joke. The acting is kind of questionable, but the music is still pretty good, so at least that's a positive. Swear to God, guys, this is by far some of the worst acting I've ever seen. And yet I absolutely fucking love it. This is so awesome. Okay, I never would have known this. Apparently, guys, Miami completely empties out when the sun goes down. We're having this massive fight, which is apparently in the middle of fucking Miami at night. The only people who are in the streets are the band and this giant gang who's fighting them. Nobody else, and every single store is closed. So apparently no shop in Miami is open late. Seriously, I would never have guessed that. I always thought Miami was a bit more bustling, like 24/7. I guess I was wrong, huh? Once more, guys, I just kind of want to make very, very clear. This is some of the worst acting I have ever seen, yet still, somehow this movie's able to take shit acting and make it fucking work. I'm just kind of surprised by that. Okay, I guess I should ask, is it just me, or is the fight, choreography in this thing getting worse as the movie goes on? I swear, guys, like, the fight scenes in this thing, they started off kind of bad, but they've been getting progressively worse as the movie has gone on, and it actually is both funny and kind of sad at the same fucking time, guys. Only through the elimination of violence can we achieve world peace. You don't put that kind of text on screen for the ending of a movie. I mean, at the end of a movie whose big closing fight scene included fucking beheadings and stabbings and tons of blood. You just don't do that. Anyway, guys, that was Miami Connection. Let me shut that off. Okay. So, wow, that movie was just so 80s it almost hurt. Okay, let's talk about the writing. Let's start with the writing, because, well, the writing's probably, well, it is one of the funnier parts of this movie. First of all, the story, what very little story this fucking thing has. Well, actually, it does have a lot of stories that almost none of it is fucking connected, or it's connected in such little tiny, like, niggling ways. At one point, the offshoot branch of the motorcycle ninja, gang mentions that they have to take out this band in order to sell their drugs in Miami. Okay, I'm still trying to figure out how. I'm trying to figure out how in the hell this little fucking shitbag bar, band is supposed to stop, a rather large gang from slinging coke. And even the bandmates at one point, after a long, dull training session, they then mention how they're selling drugs right in the bar. So why the hell was that one line of dialogue in there? It's been bothering me ever since it was said, and it was said like 15 minutes in, roughly. It's like, oh my god. Anyway, so... And yes, guys, we have the motorcycle ninja, gang who's there for the start and the end of the movie, but they have kind of like a branch gang who basically do all of their dirty work for them, and that is sort of who they fight for the rest of the film. Well, them and the band who they replaced at the shitty little nightclub that they, play at, who, if the fight against that other band is any fucking indication, had about 45 members, and that's probably why they were fired. Just taking a wild shot. Anyway, so we have this band, Dragon Sound, who have a fight with the band who they replaced in the club. Then that band looks to the motorcycle ninja gang's like offshoot branch, gang, to try to win them their job back at the club, even though a member of Dragon Sound is the sister of the head of the ninja gang's offshoot gang. It's all incredibly convoluted and stupid, guys. That's really about the only thing I can say. And yet even though this story is just so mind-fuckingly stupid, you can't stop watching. This thing is probably one of the most glorious train wrecks I have ever fucking seen. Partially, I think, because the dialogue is so absolutely hideous, and I do have a theory on that. My theory is that there was no script here. I have a feeling that whoever wrote this, or whoever gets the writing credit, probably just had a fucking outline and would just hand the actors like a cocktail napkin with just the barest details for that scene, and go, okay, guys, wing it. Which is probably also why every single actor in every scene, they all seem to have like a totally different tone to them. Where you'll have like two people talking, one of them is like incredibly happy, the other one is just sort of like deadpan and monotone, and it is just so off-putting, and that has to do more with the acting. And this movie, guys, I'm going to tell you, has some of the worst acting I have ever seen, but the acting is so bad, it just kind of sort of swings back and becomes ultimately hilarious. Especially the head of the branch gang. I'm just going to call them the branch gang because it's easier than saying the motorcycle ninja gang's offshoot branch gang. Let's just shorten the shit down. This man has never heard of acting in his life, and every time that he opens his fucking mouth to speak, I cannot help but laugh, because I know I am in for by far the worst acting ever committed to film, and it just gets funnier every time he speaks. Well, that can also be said about half of the cast here, where just all of them are so fucking terrible. Certain actors who are Asian, I have no idea if they were born with this accent. I certainly hope not, because the accents which some of these Asian characters are slinging around is so fucking thick that I would almost dare call the accent a fucking hate crime, but I'm not willing to go that far. Anyway, acting here is just hideous from top to bottom. Nobody here turned in even a halfway good showing, and I think that is sort of what saves this movie. Is nobody knows how to act, and everyone just sort of seems to be trying to out fucking shit each other in terms of acting, and it just gets funnier because every single person is either fucking overacting, or they're fucking deadpan, or their fucking characters like reading their lines as if they're from the fucking moon and they've just learned English for the first time. It's very weird. It's very hard to really put my finger on it. Fight scenes. Oh, yes, yes. Why don't we talk about the fight scenes where almost every single punch is being thrown as slowly as possible, and then at times the movie itself will then slow the footage down so that way the punch moves even slower. We have kicks which miss by a good foot and a half, and the actor still fucking sells it. It looks amazing. And then at one point we have one actor where he is punched in the face. It looks really fucking believable, and he doesn't sell the punch. He just keeps swinging his fucking pipe, which again makes it even funnier. So yeah, guys, the fight scenes here, they start off bad, and they just get worse as the movie goes. It really just sort of makes me think that when they were filming, they started with the final fight scenes, and then everybody started taking classes, and then it kind of got progressively better as they were filming. I don't know, but that is just one theory. The soundtrack here is almost painfully 80s, so if you don't like 80s synth, rock, you are not gonna like this. However, if you are kind of into the synth, sound, then a couple of these songs might actually be good. But I am going to warn you, every one of these songs is incredibly catchy, and I'm not talking about catchy in a good way. A whole lot of these songs are the kind where you will probably find one of those songs stuck in your head, and you're going to be in pure hell because the lyrics to the songs were that fucking bad. Because yes, this is a fucking martial arts rock band, which means that all of their songs have to do with fucking like ninjas and taekwondo and all that. They basically have sort of like got like niche lyrics, let's say, and the songs are all horrible, but they will still get stuck in your head. Camera work, well. Camera work is okay. I do have to comment on the picture quality, though. Mind you, I watched this off of Netflix, and the picture quality still looks as if it was ripped directly off of a VHS tape. And I know that this thing is also on Blu-ray, and I'm wondering if the Blu-ray also has that same fucking, like, VHS look. Which, I'm gonna tell you right now, it adds a boatload of charm to this thing to see tons and tons of grain and other shit. There is literally no fucking attempt at cleaning up the picture, and it kind of works for it. So yeah, we do have that. Camera works okay. The lighting here, well, the lighting's okay. Oh god, sound mix, dubbing. I want to talk about dubbing because this thing does have a lot of dubbed in dialogue. The dubbed in dialogue. First of all, it would be really nice if the dialogue, which is dubbed in, would actually match the mouth movements, but they don't. It would also be nice if the dubbed in dialogue was, like what was actually like put in and mixed in, so that way it actually sounds like it was filmed right there. But it's not. It really does sound as if it was just recorded in a studio and dumped in without any kind of attempt to make it, blend in with the background or blend in with the music. Which, again, it also adds to the absolute cheesy charm of this movie. So, when all is said and done, is Miami Connection a good movie? Fuck no. God damn no. Yet I can still recommend it. Correction, I'm going to amend that. If you have a Netflix account, you have to watch this thing, because you know what, guys? Because you are already paying for Netflix. It's only what, like 87 or no, yeah, it's about like 86 minutes long. You really aren't missing out on much. But as for buying it, no. And I was curious, and I looked over on Amazon, and Amazon is selling the Blu-ray of this thing for $13. So I might happen to pick it up on Blu-ray when the price comes down to like $6, but I'm not touching it at fucking $13. I'm not, no. And also, for anyone who's wondering, the DVD is also $13. So so you're basically going, like horse a piece there. If you want it on Blu-ray or DVD, it'll be the same price. But I would not recommend buying it on either of those. Best bet is either watch it off Netflix or BitTorrent it. This son of a bitch is not honestly worth paying good money for. But still, I can highly, highly recommend it if you can somehow find a way to watch it without paying for it. So, yeah, this movie, guys, I'm going to tell you, is probably one of the greatest train wrecks in film history. And seeing as how a whole lot of the film is in fucking slow motion, I could actually call it a slow motion train wreck and have it work out perfectly. So, yeah, guys, by all means, check it out. And as for me, well, I actually am almost tempted to go back and watch some of those god-awful fight, scenes again. So I believe I'm going to go and do that, and I am just going to laugh my fucking ass off. So, yes, guys, with that, we come to the close of another reaction and review. Until next time, ladies and gentlemen, take care, and I will see you all in the near future. Peace.